Hi, Jenny Morrison here. I'm the founder of The Important Work, and I'm here today to give you a little taster preview of our Dream Builder workshop, where we really help you to design a life you would love living and share three real essential keys to mastering results that will lead you to living the life you would love living. So, this is just a quick overview. There's quite a few processes that go through with you in the workshop. But I just wanted to make sure if you're vacillating, which I get, everyone's busy and everybody's got a lot of questions and fears around, oh, what happens if I show up? Don't worry about that. We are a compassionate, supportive, efficient, coaching program. We excel at really helping people craft the kinds of results that they need to have really work with their dreams. So don't be afraid to come, right? It's okay if you waste our time. It's okay. It's an experience, right? We understand that people need to really be able to step into the experience in a way that they feel comfortable. So that's what today is about for those of you. If you're listening to this, you have signed up, you haven't shown up. So here I am going, come on, it's the end of the year. And you'll see at the end of this, I've got a gift. I've got two gifts for you. I'm going to offer you an opportunity to come to a private discovery session with me because I told you I usually only do discovery sessions with people that have been to the vision workshop, but this is an opportunity for people who feel maybe they're a little nervous about a group setting or the times haven't worked or whatever it is, or you feel busy and you want to, work with me individually, great. But I'd prefer that you go to a vision workshop where you can really build out a dream for yourself because I go through a whole process with you. But I'm going to let you come to the discovery session. It's a gift of time, which is very, very precious. Um, the time to sit with you and really be a support system to you and see how we can help you to calibrate, I call it calibrate, some of the dreams, some of the blocks, longings, discontents that you may be having. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about this today. But for now, I just wanted to mention that to you. Now, so what we're going to do in the workshop is I go into detail around three keys to mastering your results, right? So I show you how to design a dream in a very particular way, ask particular questions to get the most powerful vision for yourself. I'm going to help you to understand the essential importance of committing to yourself and your dream. Got a lot of paradigms in your head about um, potentially that you don't deserve your dreams, that you don't have the capacity for your dreams, that you don't have the time, the resources, the money. I mean, I've heard them all, right? There's some pretty core ways that humans think that get us blocked up. So we work through those, the decision and the commitment for ourselves, and then befriending your fear, right? So the befriending your fear portion is really helping you to recognize um, the importance of how you work with your fear as you're identifying gaps in your life, you're understanding why, like the power of some longings, discontents you're having, get you on your green growing edge, get you moving towards a transformation takes work. It can bring up a lot of fears because you're moving out of your comfort zone. It's like once you understand, like from my perspective as a transformational coach, how I don't want to be belittling of people's experience, especially my own, but like it's kind of comical how we get blocked up by fear that often lasts a few seconds or minutes, anxiety, etc. But we let our whole lives be run by it. It's just a thought. It's an emotion. I'll tell you about a little bit more about this in a minute with talk about the results formula. But it's really essential to learn how to transmute fear, move through fear. It's an essential ingredient to transformation, definitely an essential ingredient for great success. We'll talk more about that at the end. So, we're going to look at three specific tools I just mentioned. I'm also going to make sure that you walk away with a greater clarity on your goals and dreams, and then that you also feel a lot more confident about being able to achieve them. I think it's very important. So let's get into it. So, a lot of people come to me where they're ashamed of their past, their histories. But the thing is our goals and our dreams are born out of our history and our stories and our challenges. It's not something to be ashamed of or avoid. It's actually a wonderful thing. Now, yes, there's challenges and there's things we have to work through, but actually being aware of the fact that that past is actually an important tool. And let me show you what that is. There are two signals for growth. These are like the ways that we as humans uh, move, get clear on what our dreams are. If you have a long term historical longing, I mean, I can talk about being a little girl, and there might be things I love to do. I have always loved to travel. I love a road trip. Um, I have longings for, certain vistas, mountain ranges. I have always, since I was about maybe 10 years old, knew that I wanted to be in a service profession. There's a lot of things they've always been there. And it's amazing because when I talk to my clients, like, well, actually, when I was 12, when I was 4, when it's there, it's part of this magic of being human. This is part of our soul, our life. These are we're here with some gifts to serve. No matter what your religious or ideological beliefs, there's some mystery here and there's some gifts and processes, right? And that we're moving through. So looking at those longings and then getting clear on your current discontents. It's a little painful, right? And there might need to be some pretty big moves, but if you can get in touch with those, it's going to help you to build this blueprint I've been telling you about. And that's what you're going to come away with in the workshop, right? But noticing like the pain of the problem plus this burning desire for something new. When you put those two together, that's how you lead to results, right? So I'm moving quickly because I know everyone's busy, but like I promised you, you've got the discovery session, and I'm also going to offer at the very end of this a code for 20% off. If you do want to come in and look at and study sort of this 12-week Dream Builder experience, it's where I would put my money if I was looking to make a big change. And like I just shared with you, we have to stay in a structure of support and repetition, immersion, because you're showing up with decades of habits and mindset and feelings. And, we got to unravel all this. It's not about me. It's about how quickly you can get into this structure of really beginning to notice what you're noticing and getting more aware of what's going on. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to have you go through, I'm just going to show you what we do in the workshop, but look at these 4 quadrants. I'll come back to them in just a moment, but the thing is that in each of these areas of life, you are having results. And this is really important. When you're having results, that's really an indication of where you are at in your evolution, your consciousness. If I am at a certain weight or, I'm recovering from a chronic illness, or I have a certain kind of a love relationship, or I'm making a certain amount of money, or I don't have as much vacation as I'd love. There is a reason I have made a mindset choice, and you can debate me on this all day long. But you've made a choice that says my limit is being overweight or underweight. My limit is being in a job I don't love. My limit is making this much money, this much of a commute. You are making choices. Now, you can argue with me all day long about the reasons for those conditions, but much of this work is helping you to understand the power of mindset. And in a minute, I'll tell a couple stories on myself, but I'll actually show it here with the results formula. But what I need you to get so clear on is that the thoughts you are holding are actually what's causing certain feelings that lead to a set of actions that lead to a specific result. Okay. Now, of course, we have mental health. We have lots of issues here, but I want you just to hold on to all that for a minute and just listen to me. Because if you can really let this sink in and really have this land, you go, oh, right? We are the power within us. This is the very first week of the Dream Builder work. The power within us to work with our thoughts and not let our feelings overrun us, work with our autonomic nervous system, our parasympathetic nervous system, being able to make adjustments, notice when we're in anxiety and fight and flight, and go, oh, they're just emotions. This is the observer self. This is noticing what you're noticing. These are all some of our brave thinking tools we work with. But the point is, You got to get in touch with it. And this is about your agency in the scientific world. I'm a social scientist by training. And I didn't mention at the top, I'm a 30-year educator, but locus of control is what it's called. How much do you feel that you can have power over your circumstances, your conditions, your situation to make change? Okay. And I can help you to really understand how you probably have a lot more control than you might realize. So what we do here is let's give an example, but the point is the results never lie. So when I take you through the assessment in a few minutes where we're looking at your results in these 4 areas of life, it's not a judgment. It's just where you're at, right? It is where you are. But if you are having longings and discontents to push further into a particular zone, then you must, it's really important that we help you to really look at the cause of the results, which is right back to the thoughts. So like if I have a thought that I'm a single mother, and which is true, and single mothers never have a lot of money and they never get ahead at work and they just do the best they can to get by, right? That is going to lead to a feeling state called dejection, sadness, frustration, resentment, lethargy, depression, anxiety, like all kinds of things, right? It's going to have a whole set of actions about how I show up for work. I might start going late to work because I'm feeling depressed about my role. Then my actions, right? Like, it could be that I'm getting a little sassy with my boss because I'm frustrated, but nobody knows why. It goes on, right? But the point is, the thoughts are leading to a particular feeling state that is causing a certain action. And then I look at the results and I go, oh, well, the academic system isn't set up for women or person of color. And I'm not saying that that's not all real, but I got to get in touch with, well, did I go and get a clear, empowered thought and say, hey, HR, hey, boss, hey, whatever, I need to talk to you about something because this doesn't feel in alignment with who I am. I don't feel like I'm in a supportive culture, etc. We can take anything. You can wake up in the morning and say, my partner stinks because, 3 days ago they didn't do the dishes. And you're going to have a certain feeling tone that's going to lead to a certain response. Whereas and of course, the result could be more and more separation and it gets so out of hand. But if you're like, wait, I need to go back and look at that thought and I am in charge, or I get to choose my day, I get to work with that. And I have a lot of different work we do and all this during the program. But the point is that you get clear. Oh, the results are mine. They're mine to own. They're my responsibility. And, I've got to, if I'm going to start making a big shift in my life and creating new results, I've got to notice what I'm noticing. So, what we do during the workshop, and we're not going to stop and do it right now, is go through a very specialized life assessment. I'm going to look at those 4 areas of life with you: the health and well being, the love and relationships, the vocation and expression, and your time and money freedom. We're going to look at each of these. I'll explain what each of these are and give you about 14, 15 questions in each. It's going to give you a real sense of where you are at this moment. And then we have you actually, do a numerical assessment, a scale of 1 to 5 to figure out where you are. And then we come back and build out a dream for you, right? In these 4 areas. So it's what we call like a gap analysis. This is how I'm helping you to really design your dream, because clarity is power, right? This is not about some nebulous thoughts out there that you're thinking about maybe one day getting to. This is like, I'm going for it, right? If you're like, I need to make a change in my life, I am ready for transformation, this is my moment. I have a sense of what it is. And even if you don't, I can help you with that. But like, I feel a longing. I don't know where I'm trying to land, but something, come and work with us. We will do, you will not believe where you'll be. Make sure and check out some of our client testimonials. I've got a video. I can't always have clients sharing because it's private, but some of the results, it's such neat work. It's so much fun to get to work with people and see where they land. So what we do during the workshop is I'm going to, again, take you through an experiential process. You're by yourself on your Zoom screen, right? You're doing this work. You're not sharing it with anyone, but I'm leading you through the experience, right? And so what we'll do is ask you a very powerful question. And it's not, what would other people think you should do? What did your parents tell you should do? What does your partner think you should do? What your kids? No, what would you love? And not what you should be doing. Like, genuinely, what would fill your heart? What would make your soul sing? what would you love? If you ask me, what would I love? I would love to go to yoga in the afternoons before I pick my children up. I would love to have gardens finished around the side of my house. I would love to be planning a trip to Aspen, Colorado, because I've always had a dream to go there. I would love to have a new wardrobe. What would you love? I would love to find the love of my life. That's been a longing for me, for a long time. So you get into, and that's mine, right? But for you, if there was no limitation, there were no resources, and don't go into the how. My job is to block the how, just pause it for a moment so that you can really look at what you would love. And together we'll step into my imaginary time machine. We'll take you 3 years out and really do a process where we hold everything, the how, the current, the pragmatic, all your causes, conditions, your situation, all the excuses, all the challenges. We just hold it at bay. That's not the job of what I do to start you as a coach. We just get clear on what you would love. And then we'll go backward and spend time with very specific actions, lots of baby steps, so that you can get really clear on how to move into the life that you would love living, this person you're becoming, the person of your dreams, right? This future person, this future version of self is available. But I got to help you to see that and how to shift into it. So the other thing we do is spend a lot of time with the energy of gratitude when you're working with me as a client. And we really work with this statement. I'm so happy and grateful now that. So when we're together in the workshop, we'll spend a bunch of time doing that particular experience. But I just want you to know that if I don't see you in a live workshop, that experience of being grateful, you hear about it a lot. And a lot of the major religions have a lot of, gratitude practices. The reason gratitude is so powerful is because it's the highest energy you can hold, right? If just think about it for a minute. If you and bring something to mind or into your heart right now that you're super grateful for, and it may have been a while since you did that, bring that feeling of gratitude forward and notice it's very hard to feel contractive or negative. Okay. I am so grateful for my beautiful children. I am so grateful for my health, right? It's hard to complain. So we work with that energy. It is a very important energy, and I can talk to you about that more. But the other piece that I'm going to do is really help you to move into deciding for your dream. So there's more on all this in the workshop, but I'm keeping this short. The other thing is really helping you to understand the vital importance of the commitment to yourself, the commitment to your dreams. It may feel like I'm trying to sell you right now on coming to work with me in a dream builder experience, but what I'm really doing here is helping you sell yourself on you. So let me show you the next step here. So I wanted to show you here about the importance of deciding for new results and show you how the gap between where you are now and where you are headed is, there's some area here. There's a gap, right? Where you are now is a particular, that's the longings and discontents, and that's that, right? What would you love is the future vision, and in between is this big morass called how. And a lot of us excuse me, a lot of us get really bogged down in the how, the pragmatism. This is the conditions, the causes, all those things. So it's really important to stay committed to your dream, and that's why I always, recommend our 12-week Dream Builder program, because it is just so essential for transformation in a really sustained way. But the other last piece here is it's so important to befriend your fear. And so I want to talk to you for a moment about what this is all about, because what's going on is you're holding a lot of beliefs about yourself. Every human I work with has some basics. We all wonder if we're lovable enough. Do we have what it takes? Um, do we have the resources? Do we have the abilities, the capacities, etc.? And so those can really drag us down. And the more that we, um, worry about the how, the more those can tend to really show up. Now, the thing that's interesting is was when we're little, I want to get you into this. Oh, yeah, I can do this. There is a solution to any problem I might generate. There's a lot to this, mindset work, but it is really important to stay in a very positive, powerful way of thinking about the world. And just notice that when we're little, we learn by to walk by falling down. We don't care if we fail. But as you get older, what happens is, oh my God, what if someone sees me? What if I don't want to be embarrassed? The sky's falling. What if my children aren't protected? Oh, what if I lose my job? I mean, we have all these what ifs. It's the how, right? And we just need to just stay positive about that. And so here, as we're finishing up, I just want to show you a couple of famous failures to give you some inspiration. The thing that all of these individuals have in common, and I'll go into their whole stories and what they all have in common in the workshop, is that all of them were rejected over and over again. And they all had a vision of self that was way bigger than whatever the person was that was in charge of judging them or telling them no. So they learned somewhere along the way to tuck that fear. And it's not just like, it's a prerequisite, right, for achieving great dreams. It's not just something to sort of hold on to. So
Jenny, here is your reminder. Call Pat.
So, not only is fear and failure something that we begin to work with in a different way, but also it really becomes like, oh, this is it. This is what transformation looks like. Oh, I've got some fear. Oh, that's great. That means I'm right on my green growing edge, and it means things are moving, right? If you're in your comfort zone, you're not feeling fear, doubt, and worry, correct? So it's important to acknowledge that for yourself and then recognize that the way we get through all this is by taking action, right? If you want to move into the life of your dreams, you got to have those results. You got to take the actions. Oh, there's those thoughts, right? The fear, the doubt, the worry, the feeling tone. You're going to have to get all that under control and begin to work with your autonomic, your parasympathetic nervous system, shifting out of the fight, flight, fear-based kinds of thinking so that you can actually begin to master your life in a new way, right? So you got to back to that noticing what you're noticing. We've got to help you to learn how to live life in a different way. And it's a formula, right? We want you to help design a dream and get very clear and get a very focused experience. I have a time management workshop where I help you to live a results based day and really keep on your dream. But for now, it's just about getting clear on the dream itself, really staying committed to yourself, whether you're working with me or, some other process, really important. And then, befriending your fear. How are you going to work with your fear to really make sure that it doesn't get you blocked up? Because it's the paradigm, right? You have certain thoughts that are not actually real. They feel real, they feel very powerful, but I can help you to renegotiate the way you're thinking and the way that you're having thoughts that are blocking you up from ultimate success. And the last thing I want to leave you with here before I share with you the gift is that you're worthy of your dream and a life you would love. So many people come to me feeling like they don't even, like their dream's too big, they don't have what it takes. Right back to that slide a few slides ago, right? You are. I just have to help you get out of the habit of mind that is holding you back. And it's just so beautiful to watch my clients make that shift and go, oh, it's a huge epiphany. I call it an invisible line. You're moving over an invisible line when you do this work and you won't go back. That's what's so beautiful. This is, I don't want to toot my own horn in the dream builder methodology, but this is like secret sauce 101. This is stuff that is not going to, it's a gift for life, right? Some of the things that I will teach you, you will continue to use forever and it will change your whole life, right? It'll change your whole relationship with yourself, with others, your day, and your ability to live a more joyful, abundant, rich life. So I know I've gone over a lot in a very short amount of time. Come to the workshop. The Dream Builder workshop is really the most powerful, most efficient starting point. Um, if you're just like, I know I want this, go sign up. Go grab. I've got a 20% offer. This is just for you. You're not going to see this anywhere else. Write down the code Fall Dreams. We're almost at the end of this. Use it for yourself to go ahead and make this brave decision. We've got payment plans. We'll work with you. We'll figure it out. But if you're just like, I want to jump, I want to get into brave action and make a difference, go ahead and sign up. But also come and sign up for the vision workshop. And yeah, this isn't like, I don't have time, I'm crazy. No, this is like, do some things for yourself, invest some hours in yourself, make change. It takes personal development, stepping into your full capacity as a human. You got to put some work in. Okay. So I'm not trying to sound, like arrogant, but like you really got to like put the time in. Like people go, I don't have time for this. I'm like, well, if you don't have time for the workshop, then what's the result going to be? So spend the time, come for an hour, sign up for the 30-minute private discovery session. We're going to really look at what you built in the workshop, and then we're going to launch you if you want to move into the 12-week dream builder program. If that is not accessible to you right now, I've got lots of different ways I can help you. I've got short-term workshops, I've got all kinds of things. So just do the thing, right, which is to sign yourself up, and you'll be so glad you did. If you've made it this far, I'm so proud of you. I'm looking so forward to getting to have a meeting and get to know you and hear about your dreams and your blocks and all the things. And most importantly, just help you to really step into a life you would love living. So I just need you to come visit me, come connect, and you'll be so glad you did. There's no pressure. I love just talking to people. I love helping people with their dreams. So you're not wasting my time. There won't be a high pressure. I'm just going to, try to sell you on yourself and your dreams. Okay. Take care and don't hesitate to reach out with questions, and remember to write down the code Fall Dreams because it will not be anywhere else. I probably won't even remember it in my head if you ask. No, just kidding. But, go ahead and write it down for yourself, and can't wait to meet you.